Hey, how are you guys? It is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. Now, in this video, I want to cover the single most important thing that you can do in a MSP sale, and the result or the answer is going to blow your mind. Before I get into that, I do want to mention two things really quickly. One, I'm sure you guys are probably sick of this by now, but I apologize because you guys have been giving me incredible feedback on my masterclass. There is a link down below. It's about an hour long. You're going to learn 5 ways to make significantly more money. It is getting a massive overhaul in the very near future, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go check it out now, because I may or may not include something from this masterclass in the revised version. So you want to learn all that you can there, go do that. The second thing is there are tons of super helpful links down in the description below. So if you are curious on how to figure out who you need to target, or building a buyer persona, or at this point stealing my funnel, go grab it. The link is down below. That's it. That's all I got for you. So I want to talk about the single most important thing when it comes to an actual MSP/IT sale, because we do all of this work. We, as MSP people, we have to get involved in a lot of different areas. This is not something that you could just walk in and say, hey, I want to buy this SSD off of the shelf, and I walk out and I'm a happy customer, right? I spend whatever X amount of hundreds of dollars and that's it. That's unfortunately not the business that we're in. There's quite a bit more than that. It's not a more retail space. It's a business to business space where we're dealing with people, and people are not as easy as picking up an inanimate object, placing it in our pocket, and walking away. This is very easy, but what we do is very difficult. And here's the thing that most MSP people don't do. Now, they might do everything right. They might educate the customer. They might go through every single step of the process. But the problem is you never do the one thing, which is ask for the close. Now, this looks very different in every situation. I don't want to say that that is the easiest blanket term in the world, but what we do as MSP people is we get really uncomfortable asking specifically, are we going to do business? Or can I send over a proposal and we can review it and see if we will be working together? There's so many different ways to actually ask for the close, but we never do. It's a weird feeling because we get these weird sensation that it's weird to talk about money. It's uncomfortable. And you don't actually know, like, do they want to do business? It's like that weird dating phase where you're like, I think I could help them out, but I hope that they could see the value that I can provide. And education is a large part of that, of going through that sales process. But at a certain point, you're going to start to see the conversation go through these ebbs and flows. We're going to be educating. The customer's going to be talking about their needs specifically. You're going to come back and say, hey, you know what? I think about this. You have this computer. You need to update this. You need to swap out an SSD in these computers, whatever it may be. But you're going back and forth and you're having this great kind of game of ping pong or tennis, right? You hit over the opponent, or in this case, your potential client hits it back, and it's a great little song and dance. But at a certain point, you're going to start to see it kind of come to a head. And this is where most MSP and IT salespeople freak out, because they don't know how to deal with it. They just think that they're going to go back and say, hey, it was great talking to you. I'll send over a proposal. And then they're hoping for that sale. And that's the wrong way to do it. Now, you hopefully are coming back for a second meeting to deliver that proposal in person. And I don't have any, I do have a piece of mail here that I'll end up using, but you want to deliver this proposal in person every single time. But that's not always going to be the case that you're going to be able to do that. Now, the second best option is over Zoom. But before you send this proposal, it is vital for you to go to that person and say, hey, do you think it makes sense for us to work together? And if so, I'd like to send over a proposal, review it with you, and then hopefully we can move forward from there. You're telling the prospect, this is what I want. I want to send over a proposal, and as long as everything sounds good or sounds fair enough, they should be able to move forward. Now, obviously, the numbers have to work out on their end, and they have to see the value in it. But there's that weird lull at the end of the conversation. Hey, is it worth me sending over a proposal, or do you think you could see us doing business together? Ask that question. I know it sounds horrible, but it's not as bad as you actually think it is. Once you ask that question, it makes the prospect decide, yes, this is something I want to move forward with, or at least get the numbers on, or no, I don't think this is for me. Now, both of these are really important outcomes. If they say, no, I don't think that this is for me, you messed up somewhere, because there's a reason you're there. And if you don't know, ask the customer, hey, why am I here? because it's going to be real awkward when you send over a proposal thinking you have a new deal that you're ready to lock in, send over that bill and collect your commission check, right? Putting this check straight in the bank, and they don't even decide to open the proposal. This is the big difference. So you have to ask. You don't have to necessarily ask for that close, but you have to at least insinuate, is it worth me sending over a proposal? People know when that proposal comes out, it is do or die. They have a yes or no. Maybe just means, let me have a little bit more time, but you also have to catch what that maybe actually really means secretly, what's hiding in the darkness, but at least get them to say yes to a proposal and make a decision whether or not. But if you think that you're just going to go back to the office, send a proposal, and you're getting this thing signed, you are just hoping and praying that Santa's coming for Christmas, or the Easter Bunny's going and laying and hiding eggs. You don't know if it's actually going to happen. You have to ask, hey, should I send over a proposal? Do you think that we're going to be doing business together? Or based on everything that we've talked about so far, would it make sense to move forward to the next step of the process, which is me sending over a proposal and us reviewing it to do business together? And come to that head straight away, so they know they have to make a decision of yes or no, because the worst thing you want to do is go back to the office and think, I didn't close it. And not only did I not close it, I don't even know if I should send over that proposal. Is it worth me spending the time? I've taken hundreds of pictures, at least dozens. I've gone through this whole process. Is it worth even investing the time, energy, and effort to move forward with that? And if the answer is, depending on what the prospect says, yes or no, it removes that fear of whether or not you're going to go do it. But if you're just going back to the office and hoping and praying, it's never going to work. You have to build that confidence up. And I know it's going to be an awkward step in that process, especially if you're not comfortable talking about money. But if you're curious or you're worried about talking about money, go check out that masterclass down below. But you have to take that next step of moving forward, of saying, hey, I really do think that this is something that we would like to pursue. If this is something that you'd like to pursue also, I'll be sending over a proposal in the next day or two here. I'm going to work out my numbers. Only if it makes sense to you guys, as far as you think it's worth moving forward, I'll send it over. If not, don't worry about it. Tell me no, we're all good, and I will happily move on to the next one. You want to know, so that way you can move on to the next deal, hopefully in your full pipeline. So I hope this video helps. It's a bit of a shorter one, but you have to ask. I see so many people walk away, tail tucked between their legs. They're worried about it, and that fear is just, are we going to do business together? Do you think that we're going to be doing business together? If I send over a proposal, do you think you'd be ready to move forward, assuming all the numbers work out? Give them that decision. If you've made it this far in the video, do you consider us moving forward and you hitting like and subscribe on this video, or maybe that little notification bell? I'll wait if you want to hit that like button. It's getting close. Thank you. I appreciate it. But that's it. That's what you have to do. You have to give them a decision, yes or no. And I know it feels awkward, but I promise you, you do it over and over and over and over again, you're going to be like, it's like drinking coffee in the morning. You got to do it. Maybe I'm the only one that drinks coffee. Maybe you guys drinking that mud water, that mushroom stuff. But hey, you have to make a decision whether or not you're going to do it. It's not as bad as you think. I promise you that. And other than that, happy selling. I love you guys. I appreciate you hanging out. Like and subscribe and check out those links. And I have a amazing video. I was hoping my design was going to be ready in time, but it looks like you guys are going to be waiting another day and a half for this video. But the next video is going to be sick. I'll see you guys later. Bye.